What's going on, guys? King Strats here, back another video on the channel. And today we have another pizza review. Did a couple of other things besides the pizza, so I got a little personal pan. And I went here for two reasons. One, I ate here a couple of times. This pizza place is known as Donna's Pizza. It's located in Saddlebrook, New Jersey. The last time I ate there was like 5 years ago, and it was called Donna Gio's Pizzeria. So I don't know if Donna and Gio had a little breakup or ain't my business. But now it's called Donna's Pizza, so I went back to try it out. I got a personal pan here, I got a sandwich, and I had to do this. If you watch my Twitch streams or you watch my YouTube shorts, you would have seen a clip of me saying that lasagna was overrated.
Lasagna's overrated, but I think it's overrated. Like, everybody gets mad about that. Watch the passion when I say it. Yo, lasagna's overrated, chat. Like, not to say it's bad. An elite lasagna is nowhere near as good as... I don't dislike lasagna. I love, like, lasagna's good, but there's better...
Didn't say I didn't like it, but we had a lot of passion from people in the lasagna community saying that I was crazy. Some people agree with me, but supposedly lasagna is really good, so I did get a lasagna to settle this debate once and for all. So drop a thumbs up. You guys already know what it is. I don't know what that means, but I love to say it. Let's try this pizza first. A little different of a vibe today. One, it is a pan pizza. Two, it is a buffalo chicken pizza. I don't think I've ever gotten a buffalo chicken pizza from a pizza place on this channel. So, we got the personal pan. First time opening it, this thing is hot as hell. He pulled it out of the oven right when I got there. Look, if aesthetics are a thing, this pizza is gorgeous. Look at this pizza. That thing is beautiful. I'm top. Let's bust out this sandwich real quick. I'll explain it as I go. This way I don't want to waste y'all time explaining things 3 times like I do sometimes. This is a dolce sandwich. It's a steak, mozzarella, peppers, onions, and broccoli rabe sandwich. That's a drip on your face right there, but never had this sandwich before, but we always got to try different things, got to risk it for the biscuit. And of course, this bread. Yeah, this looks like some good bread right here. But that don't matter. Lasagna, this thing is hot as hell, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold it up. That's a big ass lasagna plate. There's lasagna under there. Lasagna, Parmesan, lots of sauce. Lots of cheese. We gonna see. We gonna settle this debate once and for all, man. Y'all been getting at me saying that I'm a lasagna hater, and I'm not. I'll clarify. It don't matter. Let's start with this pizza. What you are seeing here is a personal pan buffalo chicken pizza. It has buffalo sauce, chicken, of course. It's breaded chicken, and then a blue cheese drizzle. This thing looks really good. I hope it is as good as it looks because this is an aesthetically just beautiful pizza. Let me see what we got here. Don't like they cut it that well. There we go. Look at that pizza. Look at that crust. Undercarriage looks nice and done. Personal 12-inch pizza. That's not bad. That's not bad. Let me get another bite and break it down. The pizza crust itself is pretty good. It's baked well, but I do like mine personally just a little bit more done. I didn't specify I wanted it well done, so that could be on me. The breaded chicken, I've been very lucky recently. I'm always skeptical about getting breaded chicken from certain places because if you overcook this or you cook this too much before you put it on the pizza, what happens is this gets really hard and it makes the pizza not palatable. But this is cooked perfectly. The outside of the dough or the breading is still very crispy, and the inside is nice and juicy. There's a degree of difficulty on that because you don't want undercooked chicken on your pizza, but you don't want overcooked chicken where it comes out like a hockey puck. Also, there is some marinara sauce on here as well, so the buffalo isn't like extremely strong, but it is enough that you will definitely taste it on here. I do like that crust. And the blue cheese drizzle, there's no crumbles on it. It just has a blue cheese taste, so it's more of a dressing without the crumbles. I know a lot of people don't like blue cheese or prefer ranch. I don't mind blue cheese. I do think it works well with buffalo sauce. This is a good pizza. It's hard to find really bad pizza in this area, in my opinion. And this is not a bad pizza. Are there better pizzas that I've had? Yes. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. But if you order this pizza and you like buffalo chicken, if you like blue cheese, I do think you'll enjoy this. This right here is a $16 steak sandwich. I'm going to tell you why in a second. This is not shaved ribeye. This is actually flat iron. So there's 8 ounces of flat iron steak on here. Sauteed broccoli rabe, which I'm a big fan of. Tomatoes, green peppers, smoked bacon, feta cheese, and a porcini mushroom infused balsamic glaze. That is a mouthful. Hopefully the sandwich is worth a $16.99 sandwich, but it does look pretty good, so let's see. The steak is actually super tender. That was kind of throwing me off about this. I hoped it wasn't rubbery as hell, and it's not. Broccoli rabe is an acquired taste for a lot of people. It's a little bit bitter, unless you've had it before and you know what you're getting. But I love the taste of broccoli rabe. When I have it with sausage, I've had it with steak and with chicken, and this definitely works. I'm getting the balsamic more than anything. And this doesn't taste like feta. Let's try a piece though. Your feta ain't fetaing. But it doesn't hurt the sandwich. I feel like feta might have been too strong and too salty, so I don't really mind that. Definitely get the tomatoes and the peppers. And they're sauteed nice. Nice little garlicky to it. Pretty good bread. Nice and soft. Real good sandwich. I don't know if it's $17 is good, but the steak in here, I can understand that. So there is a lot of steak in this. I don't seem to get much bacon in here as well, though. But that is damn good. Different than anything I've really had as far as the flavor combos in a sandwich. And super enjoyable. The real key to this, though, you can see it's dripping. The bread is soft enough that it's not like going to hurt my teeth when I eat it, but it's holding up well to the amount of stuff that's in here. You feel me? Nice tender steak. I would definitely order that again. I wish it was like 13 just to make me feel better about myself, but I do understand. I'll give it an 8.7 out of 10. Yes, I do take a drink. See, this is prime. I've had it before. I do like it. It tastes different than Gatorade. For people who do wonder, if you're expecting Gatorade, don't drink this, because for what it looks like, it has coconut water in here, and it gives it a little bit of a different kind of like taste than you would get from Gatorade, because there's no artificial, as far as like high fructose corn syrup. There is artificial stuff in here. Sweeteners. But it supposedly says it's naturally flavored. It does have a different of a taste. This one is probably one of my favorite flavors from them. I would give it a try. For me, I would give this one like a 7.5. I do think it's good, but I don't drink a lot of Gatorade to begin with. Only the red Gatorade I think is like an 8.8 for me. I do like it a lot, but I'm still like a Coke, Diet Coke, I should say. I don't drink regular Coke, and a Diet Sprite person overall. Again, there is not a lot of sugar in here, so people who are liking a sweet drink, don't drink this. Just my recommendation. Just my recommendation. But let's settle this, man. I sat here and said lasagna was overrated. What I meant, what I said that is this. I'm a fan of lasagna. I love lasagna. A good lasagna is still gas. But listen, to me, if I had a 10 rated lasagna or a 9.5 rated lasagna, an elite lasagna, I would still pick an elite pasta dish, not like lasagna. So like a rigatoni with vodka sauce, something like that on the same level. That's my preference. You're allowed to think lasagna is better, but I personally think lasagna is overrated for what people think it is. I don't put it in my top 5 pasta dishes, but it's still great. I don't really dislike much pasta. But let's settle this. We have a homemade meat lasagna here, covered in cheese and sauce, and of course, they broil that off so that it's nice and melty with the cheese. Supposedly their lasagna hits, so I said, okay, let's try it. A lot of ricotta in here. I do like ricotta. Let me get a little bit of. Make sure I get a nice bite for y'all. This way I don't. It's gonna be hot. It's good. It's good lasagna. Definitely get a homemade vibe to it. It says meat, but I don't get a lot of that in here. I'm getting more ricotta than anything. Normally, there's an equal layer of meat in ricotta when you get lasagna, and this doesn't really have that. In fact, I don't see much meat at all in here. Pause, but where's the meat? I've been hoodwinked. Oh, there's a piece. There's a little piece. Here's some. Here's some. Okay, so there's the meat sauce. It looks like they laid it on its side when they put the cheese on it. So I was just picking at the wrong layer. I'm man enough to admit that. But the lasagna, the noodles are not overly soggy. They have still a nice al dente to it, which when you cook lasagna twice, you can screw that up unless you cook it off the right way. They have a pretty good sauce, which I do like. Ricotta cheese ton in here. It's a good lasagna. Again, it's not an elite lasagna. I won't sit here and lie to you, so I can't sit here and say, oh, lasagna's mid. I don't think that anyway. It's a respectable lasagna. It's a lasagna you take home to mom. It's respectable. I can live with that. Let me get in here one more time. For me, lasagna is very good, but I just think there's better stuff when you make it better. There's just more elite pasta dishes than lasagna. This is a pretty good to very good lasagna. I'm right on that border. So for that, I would give it an 8.3 out of 10. I do like this. I ain't got no problem with it. But as a person who's eaten a lot of Italian food in his life, you kind of know what you're looking for. And I've had a slightly better sauce. I've had a little more of the meat to ricotta cheese ratio and a little bit better of a texture. If you're looking for why I gave it that rating. Overall, I think you'd enjoy it. But if you haven't known it, you know what I'm going to say. It is homemade. This ain't no Stouffer's. So, respect for that. I think this dish was about $17, but it is a lot of lasagna. Like, you eat this whole thing, you're going to feel like you swallowed a brick. But I do like it. Not a problem. But let's talk about our lasagna thing, shall we? We'll get one more slice of pizza before I call it. Lasagna for me is no doubt, it is a high tier dish when you make it right. The degree of difficulty to even make an average lasagna, for me, is not that high. I've had mid lasagna, kind of like pizza to that sense, that it's still edible. It's still good. Might not be great. You can make lasagna using entirely canned ingredients, nothing homemade whatsoever, and it's still going to hit. For that, it doesn't get the same kind of respect that I give to someone making a dish like spaghetti carbonara, which you can screw up and have scrambled eggs in your pasta. Or a well-executed vodka sauce, not the canned stuff, executed. Well-executed different types of pasta dish just works better. Never in my entire rant about lasagna did I state that lasagna sucks or it's overrated. Never once. I just said it isn't as good as what people think it is compared to other pasta dishes. You can disagree with that, and I can't argue with you because your opinion is your opinion. Mine, if you think lasagna is the greatest pasta dish, I personally feel like you haven't had a lot of pasta dishes. You might have done spaghetti, you might have done spaghetti and meat sauce, you might have done vodka sauce, Alfredo sauce, lasagna, but you've kind of stuck to the basics. When you start going to the well-executed cacio e pepe with a little bit of truffle, like just perfectly cooked al dente pasta, just works better for me, man. And I've had a lot of pasta in my life. I've said this before, but for a major portion of my life, I grew up around a lot of Italian people. Even though I lived in other places, I moved to a neighborhood that had a lot of Italian people. When I got a little bit older, my best friend since that time is Sicilian. I've had a ton of Sunday dinners. I've had a ton of different nonas and different aunts and different people cooking sauces and all day. I remember growing up when we used to play football, One of my friend's moms will start cooking at like 7 in the morning to eat at like 5 p.m. And you'd be sitting all day with it stirring sauce, making sure it doesn't stick. When you get to that level, I'm not saying I have a higher knowledge of whatever, but when you get to that level of love in cooking, you've had some really high-end pasta dishes if you dealt with somebody who cooked, especially the Nona that came from the old country. They know all the techniques, the little tweaks and things that they do. None of them will agree with what other people say about lasagna being top tier. They do like it, but they'll all say, nah, lasagna, that's the... Because it's like chicken parm, which I love chicken parm, but I put lasagna on that same level. Well-executed chicken parm, delicious, but there's better parms. Chicken parm is like basic, but when you get like a well-executed veal parm, or even a well-executed chicken dish, I just find it better. Well-executed like chicken jambote, other things. But you're entitled to your opinion. But what I do ask people or suggest to people, I can't tell you what to do, is this. If you haven't had a lot of different pasta dishes and you have a chance to get to some real Italian food, when I say real, like real Italian, real deal, old country type of stuff, try some different things. Recommend different kind of things that, or ask them for recommendations, I should say, about what you would want and what you would want to try. There's a lot of possibilities, pun intended, out there. And lasagna to me just doesn't measure up to that. But it's still awesome. And I've had some old country style lasagnas. But even for the fact that you have to take all this time to assemble the noodles, you can do this with baked ziti. Tastes the same. That's just my opinion. But I wanted to clear that up. Not for any reason other than I like when people understand where I'm coming from. Like I said before, you're entitled to not agree with me. I don't think you're wrong. Opinions are opinions for a reason. There's no factual evidence that lasagna isn't as good as so on and so forth. It's what your own palate feels and what your own mind is. So I'll still respect it. Let me know what you think. But I don't know what time it is. 8:20. Celtics game. 10 minutes. Probably going to Cancun. But I'm still going to ride with my team and make sure I'm going to see this through. Got to see it through. So I'm going to go catch this game on the couch. I'll be on the stream later. For the people, by the time you watch this, we'll already have talked about it and you'll know what had happened. And you'll be here to tease me because that's what y'all do. But we'll be back tomorrow. More content, man. I love y'all. The hand signs, they made it to YouTube.